These gentlemen are sitting there with their heads down, they're getting their minds together, getting their mindset. Of course, we're all getting their position right now for the start. Let's see if we all start the same instant. Pretty much,
a little bit closer.
Yep.
I would say maybe giving the edge to the Oklahoma crew there, getting the blades through the water the quickest.
You know, and we didn't talk about this, but you can jump the start. I mean, if you don't go at the right time, they can call you back and they can give you a warning. If you do that twice, you can be excluded.
Oh, and that's a really, really unpleasant thing to go through as an athlete, to let all of your emotions and your nerves just peak and get ready for that release on the first stroke, and then you start to burn it up and then have to stop dead because of a false start and come back and try and do it again is oof. Yuck, that's an uncomfy feeling.
And we don't see false starts nearly as much as we used to in previous years. I think previously it was, I don't know if it was the commands or the flag, but we would see false starts pretty often. Sometimes you do it on purpose just to rattle the other teams.
Yeah, look at this beautiful action that we can see off the back of this Oklahoma City boat. Wow. The directness, the purpose, and the urgency that you can just sense from the rowing that you see from these guys is very, very apparent. It's definitely giving me a different vibe than what we're seeing from these, oh boy, Drexel. Mind our manners here, Drexel.
Yeah.
We'll stay in our lane, please. But the urgency that we can see and kind of sense with the tidiness and the cleverness of the blades here in the Oklahoma City boat is just very, very striking to me next to the LaSalle boat and this Drexel boat, who are going toe-to-toe in the lanes next door.
Yeah. If you're watching on the screens, you look all the way over the left side, you see the blade, the shafts, the blades at different heights during the recovery when they're in the air. And they also come out of the water a little bit at a different time. And those are things that make it slightly less efficient. But look over to the Oklahoma boat, and they're much more accurate in and out of the water. The shafts of the blades much more parallel.
Yeah,
and so let's go over and look at the next three boats over there. Embry-Riddle and FIT. Embry-Riddle nearest to the abutment there in lane 3, FIT in lane 2. Starting to make their turns. FIT making their turn already. You haven't seen lanes 1, Bowdoin and Embry-Riddle make their turn just yet. Who's right on that turn?
Oh, we have a little bit of a converging course choice there. Hopefully there's enough of a margin between those boats that we won't see any clashing with the blades.
Bowdoin.
But just as we said that, the flag has come out and the megaphone is up in the Marshall launch. The camera's going to pan away from that.
And we don't know who that was. We don't know if FIT was out of their lane or whether Bowdoin was cutting into the FIT lane 2.
Yes, and we will never know. But we're getting another nice shot here of this Oklahoma crew. Wow, I just really do like what these guys are doing in this Oklahoma boat. Whether or not that's keeping them up and on level with their competitors from LaSalle here in the white uniforms. We can't quite tell from this angle yet, but it looks really, really nice.
Now, we've seen many times in this kind of a camera angle where the lane 4, you see that line of pattern going back, but LaSalle's breaking that pattern a little bit.
Yeah, maybe we can get a little bit better angle here and see kind of what the margin might be, whether it is LaSalle that is leading this race or if it is Oklahoma that might be up with them.
LaSalle 37 strokes a minute. I did catch Oklahoma at that earlier on. There's your FIT boat coming in the picture.
Yeah, and Drexel at the top of your screen now, of course, in the yellow uniforms. There goes Embry-Riddle in the blue and Bowdoin.
So what are we looking at? We're looking at potentially FIT, Oklahoma, and LaSalle as what could be your top 3 here.
Yeah. I'd like to see another angle to see whether it is, in fact, that LaSalle crew, oh boy, that has taken the lead over this Oklahoma City crew.
Yeah, look at LaSalle out there in lane 5. This is not a usual picture what we see in a grand final of these 4s. And in lane 3, it's Embry-Riddle that's lagging behind, so highly unusual how we see this coming about. But it does look like your leading crews are Oklahoma City, LaSalle, and FIT, but we can't tell you at this point where they are relative to each other.
Yeah, it does look like Drexel is maybe out of the picture at this point, maybe not pacing the crews from LaSalle and from FIT the way that they need to be in order to be challenging for the medals as we come to the middle of the race course. I would say maybe the same with Bowdoin off the back of the field.
Looking down the course, I would say your FIT boat may have that lead. Looking across to the Oklahoma City boat, I don't want to say that because I'm kind of partial to that crew, but the way I see this thing here, Megan, FIT's got that lead.
Yeah, well, I still am taking a look over at these other two boats on the other far side of the course. I think you might be right that FIT has moved into the lead, but it is Oklahoma and LaSalle still in this fight for the medals in the grand final of this men's varsity 4 event.
Now, I'm going to call this now. There's no question FIT has an open water lead on the field here as they come into the wires at the tip of the island, rowing 35.5 strokes a minute.
I think you're right. This is looking like a very impressive third 500 from these guys in the FIT boat, doing a really nice job to just stretch out that margin that they started to build from the bridge. So they now have that open water lead that you mentioned over these crews from Oklahoma City and from LaSalle over on the far side of the race course.
So LaSalle looks like they're actually could be overtaking Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City might have been level with them early on, but that LaSalle crew has been breaking the mold all the way down the course, just like this FIT crew has in lane 2. So you have your two outer crews. FIT coming down the line here with 150 meters to go in the lead, maybe 1 length over LaSalle on the far side of the course.
LaSalle just maybe hanging on to, maybe just an inch of overlap there. Bow to stern with the FIT group, and it does look like FIT is hauling on it in the best possible way. They are just cruising to the finish line. LaSalle right behind them, and the guys from Oklahoma City, that early lead apparently did not pay off. They are going to come away with a medal here, fending off this Bowdoin crew. But there you go, hands in the air.
Hands in the air by the FIT
guys. LaSalle with the silver.
LaSalle.
Oklahoma City there, your bronze medalists in the men's 4.